really, I wouldn't like to put my money on him at being favourite.
He might not stay.
Well, you know, he's never really stayed the trip before. Last year I was going very easy on him, but we were at least a half mile from home, you know, and anything can happen between here and then, you know.
Well, the last race that he won in Great Britain was the Hermitage Chase at Newbury, which was in October '79, and you rode in that race. You were on Night Nurse against Neill Madden riding Jack of Trumps.
Coming down now to the second last fence, and it's Jack of Trumps in the lead from Night Nurse and Even Melody. Jack of Trumps goes very much to the left there. He's coming down to the final fence with the advantage now from Night Nurse and Even Melody. Jack of Trumps well clear of Night Nurse and Even Melody as he comes to the final fence now. Jack of Trumps, his white face showing well, and he jumps it cleanly. Night Nurse is second and Even Melody third. They're racing into the closing stages, and at last Jack of Trumps breaks his English hoodoo. Ears pricked, he's striding up towards the line to win this comfortably, giving £2 to Night Nurse and £13 to Even Melody. And the result of the Hermitage Chase is first Jack of Trumps, second is Night Nurse, and third Even Melody. That's the 1, 2, 3.
Well, John, leaving aside his left-handed jumping there, that on the face of it, giving Night Nurse a couple of pounds, beating him for 6 lengths, was a pretty good performance.
Yes, on the form book it was, but my fella, it was his first time out that season, and Jack of Trumps had already won the Cesaro Wedge on the flat, so he was 100% fit. My horse wasn't.
Well, 2 months later, in fact, you were on Jack of Trumps in place of Neill Madden in the King George VI steeplechase at Kempton, and once again his jumping let him down, I thought, over the last fence.
Coming down now to the final fence, and it's Silverbuck for the North. Tommy Comedy trying to maintain his 100% record. He won it last year on Gay Spartan, being pressed by Jack of Trumps for Ireland on the near side. Silverbuck lands in the lead from Jack of Trumps. Jack of Trumps hit the fence very hard, and it's Silverbuck on the far side, Jack of Trumps on the near side. Water Incident has jumped it in third place. Silverbuck is holding Jack of Trumps, and he's going to win it at the line. Silverbuck has won it. Jack of Trumps is second.
Silverbuck by a length and a half. But would you have won, you think, if you jumped the last well?
I don't think I would have beaten Tommy, but I've been very, very close, because every time you get towards Silverbuck, he just seems to pull out another gear, you know, he just keeps going, and he's very, very hard horse to beat.
But of course, the one thing about him is that he doesn't really like heavy ground. In fact, it's been said that he wouldn't run if the ground's heavy. Do you think he will run? And if he does run, could he possibly win?
I think he'll probably run, you know, no matter what the ground is, but I don't think he'll win, because I don't think he'll get the trip on the ground.
Whereas Jack of Trumps, I mean, even if he gets a trip, he still seems to have that left-handed leaning when in his jumping. Did you feel that very noticeably last year?
Well, at the first fence last year, he made a bad mistake, and that really made him look what he was doing, you know, and had a super riding him all the way around, left-handed track, which way he jumps, and if you get on the end, you're not bothering anybody else. He could run very, very well, you know.
Well, one horse who's impervious to the state of the ground is another old friend of yours, of course, Little Owl. You rode him in the Sun Lions Chase last year, when he fell, in fact. Is he good enough to win a Gold Cup, do you think?
Yes, he is definitely, I think he's good enough to win a Gold Cup, but whether it's this year or not, I'm not too sure. You know, he liked the ground, and he'll stay well. But for me, I think next year will be more so his Gold Cup.
Well, he gained a bloodless victory at Haydock last weekend because his main rival, of course, Wayward Lad, fell unseated his rider about a mile out. Were you impressed with him that day?
Well, yes, he didn't do anything wrong. You know, he jumped really well. And,
didn't jump the last too well, did he?
No, he didn't, but Jim just took a look and he seen the other horse was riderless, you know, and he just took a pull at him, really, and let the horse fiddle. Well, he's better really asking him up all the time rather than asking him to fiddle, you know, because he's a great big striding horse. And that was the only reason he made that mistake, you know. But, I mean, he's done it. Okay, the other horse, Wayward Lad, has fallen, which made a mess of the race, really, and he's also a very good horse. But this has done nothing wrong. He's won the time before, he's won easily again. And it was very testing ground at Haydock that day.
What sort of a character of a horse is he?
He's a lovely, kind horse now, you know, but early on in his time he was very, well, he was hair-raising, really. He used to take off fly lip and up the gallops and that, you know, but he settled down quite well, and he's a nice horse now, nice, genuine horse, you know.
And security-wise, it sounds as though he's going to be well protected until the day.
Yes, all good. A girl that looks after him, she's got a all-station puppy, and you don't go in the box while he's there.
But of course, Peter Easterby, his trainer, also runs Night Nurse. Which of the two would you prefer?
Well, I would definitely take Night Nurse at the moment. I think he was running a super race in the King George, and when getting rid of Alan at the last. I think he had gone very close, and I think he ran a super race, giving a lot of weight to Tragus at Sandown, which really made my mind up about his staying anyway and getting the trip, you know, and I think he'll run very well.
What about last year's winner, Tide Cottage?
Well, you've got to give him a chance, you know, because especially if Fanadlog's daughter runs in the race and Tide Cottage, they'll go a real old gallop, you know, and it'll be a right hard sling all the way through, and I think he'll be the one that'll keep galloping at the end, you know. So you must give him a chance, really.
Well, let's move on now to the Champion Hurdle, which of course will be run the first day that racing's possible, whether that's Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. One thing that's certain is the ground will be heavy. Now, how's Sea Pigeon going to handle that?
Well, he handled it all right last year, you know, so I think he'll cope with it okay.
Well, let's look now once again at something you've seen, I'm sure, 100 times in the last year.
Monksfield, Sea Pigeon and Bird's Nest are the three principals as they come to the last. It's Monksfield who's going to touch down just in the lead from Sea Pigeon. Monksfield and Sea Pigeon, it's a repeat of last year. The same two fighting it out. Sea Pigeon coming there on the near side. And Sea Pigeon's going to avenge that defeat of last year. He's striding up to the line, the veteran 10-year-old. He's won it at last. Sea Pigeon wins the Champion Hurdle. Monksfield is beaten for the first time in 3 years. Bird's Nest is third.
Well, of course, what fooled us all last year was that the race was 200 yards shorter than the previous year. That must have helped you a bit, didn't it?
Oh, it definitely helped him, yes. You know, going up that hill, you know, because he just barely gets the triple, and when he hadn't to go up it the second time, I think it made a lot of difference to him, yes.
Well, the good news is that despite reports to the contrary, unless there's a complete emergency, it'll still be run on that course again, the new course, so to speak. But this year there'll be a pacemaker. Pollardstown's got a pacemaker, and of course he hasn't run for 4 months. Is it possible he'd blow up?
Well, I think there's less chance of that this year, really, because last year, 10 days, 12 days before the race, he wasn't running, you know. And fair enough, he did blow up last year and got his second win and ran on really well. I don't think there's any chance of he blowing up this year. I think he'll be bang on.
Well, John Frankham's the man in the hot seat. What are you going to say to him?
Well, not to take it up too quick, you know, and John, I think, knows all about the horse, really, and I just wish him the best of luck.
Well, the big danger has got to be Halin, the horse who won the Daily Express Triumph Hurdle last year. He didn't please everyone in his trial race, which was at Wincanton a couple of weeks ago, in the Kingwall Pattern Hurdle. Let's look at that.
At the second last, it's Gay George in the centre, pressed by a Tataho. Towards the stand side is Marty Zanger, coming under pressure now. Then Juggerdaw towards the inside, and right on the inside is Halin. Coming towards the last, it's Gay George, pressed by Juggerdaw. A Tataho still well there. Halin making ground on the inside as they come to the last. Over it, Gay George over from Juggerdaw on the far side. A Tataho on this side, and Halin having to be switched now on the run-in. It's Gay George from Juggerdaw, and here comes Halin on the stand side, but has he come too late? Gay George, Juggerdaw, Halin at the line. It's a photo between the three.
Well, it was too late. He was only third. What did you make of that, John?
Well, I wouldn't be overexcited about it, really, because the company wasn't that fantastic, you know, and it wasn't Champion Hurdle class anyway.
But at Cheltenham, of course, he's got the soft ground, which is going to help him, the uphill finish, and a strong pace, of course.
Yeah, he's got everything in his favour at Cheltenham, definitely. As you said, a strong pace and coming up the hill, but his first run this year at Cheltenham was up the hill, you know, and it didn't really please me that much.
Right. Well, finally the Irish, and surprisingly Monksfield is the only Irish horse to have won the Champion Hurdle since 1963. Their number one, I think, is going to be a Daring Run this year. He won the Erin Foods Champion Hurdle at Leopardstown last month.
And as they turn into the straight now, Philip Blacker holding onto the rails with Pollardstown. Daring Run is coming after him just beside him. Ivan King along the inside. Slinny Idle out on the outside. And it's Philip Blacker under pressure now on Pollardstown with Daring Run alongside him. And look at Ivan King in along the inside. He's squeezing his way through as they come over the last now, and it's Daring Run. Racing down to the finish now, it's Daring Run with Ivan King after him. Pollardstown is back in third, and away comes Daring Run now. Inside the last 50 yards, Daring Run is the winner, Ivan King is second.
Well, John, could Daring Run or Pollardstown win?
Well, I'd prefer Pollardstown to the two anyway. I think they'll both be suited by the ground and the test of stamina, but I think, you know, £6 difference, I think Pollardstown will probably beat him at Cheltenham.
Right, well, let's put you on the spot now and ask you for your selections for the Champion Hurdle and the Gold Cup.
Well, I can't oppose Sea Pigeon, obviously, and I think Nightness will run very well in the Gold Cup, but if the ground is really, really desperate, I think I would favour Tide Cottage.
5-2 Sea Pigeon, 5-1 Halin, 6-1 Celtic Ride, 8-1 Daring Run, 11-1 Pollardstown, 14-1 Slaney Idol, 20-1 Bird's Nest and Starfen. On 25-1 Badsworth Boy, Connaught Ranger and Gay George, 40-1 Going Straight and Marty's Anger, 50-1 Bar. And the Cheltenham Gold Cup, 9-2 Jack of Trumps, 6-1 Little Owl, 8-1 Silver Buck, 9-1 Tide Cottage, 10-1 Royal Bond, 12-1 Night Nurse, 14-1 Master Smudge, 16-1 Anaglog's Daughter, Diamond Edge and Midnight Court, 33-1 Approaching, 50-1 two of them, Light the Wad and Spartan Missile, and 66-1 Bar.
The 14 runners racing for a first prize of £24,051, 8,308 to the second, 4,066 to the third, and 1945 to the fourth, and Going Straight now 25-1 from 28-1. Winner of his last run on very heavy ground. That's Halin. Ivan King, 33 from 50. Halin, the winner of last year's Daily Express Triumph Hurdle, and very unusual to see 3 winners of the Daily Express Triumph opposed in the champion hurdle. The other 2, of course, Pollardstown and Melodon. Sea Pigeon 7-4 favourite. Halin 11-2 has really taken a walk in the betting. 7's bar the 2. Slaney Idol just has his guts left there. Starfen walking right there ahead of Celtic Ride. The Sheepskin Nose Band, number 4, by Hewell Davis. He's bidding for his 4th success in a row, Celtic Ride. That's Going Straight, number 8. Just clipped 3 points from 28 to 25. And the starter calling him in now. Andy Tunnell adjusts his goggles. Bird's Nest. They're walking in steadily. White flag raised. Melodon and his stable companion Pollardstown together, and Melodon jumps off. Melodon fulfilling the role for which he was purchased, setting the pace as they come to the first of the 8 flights, and setting a good pace too. Melodon in the lead from Pollardstown and Going Straight. Those 3 set up a little gap there, and Ivan King has gone to the first. Ivan King, a faller at the first. The horse is up on his feet. His rider's yet to rise. They're racing towards the second flight now, and it's Melodon from Pollardstown, then Going Straight, and then Bird's Nest, followed by Mount Harvard and Daring Run, and then comes America's Marty's Anger. Just in behind them, Badsworth Boy and Slaney Idol and Sea Pigeon and Starfen. Celtic Ride is the back marker at the moment, and Ivan King's jockey up on his feet all right, and Melodon in the lead from his stable companion Pollardstown, with Going Straight 3rd and Bird's Nest 4. 5 is Mount Harvard and 6 Daring Run as they come to jump this flight. Melodon lands in the lead from Pollardstown. Going Straight, then Bird's Nest and Mount Harvard and Daring Run, then Badsworth Boy and Marty's Anger and Slaney Idol, and Halin behind Halin is Sea Pigeon, and then Celtic Ride, and now Starfen is the back marker as they race uphill, with Melodon taking him along still from Pollardstown in second. Quite a gap then to Going Straight. A further long gap then to Bird's Nest. A further gap now to Mount Harvard. They're really getting strung out. Behind Mount Harvard is Daring Run, and then comes Marty's Anger and Sea Pigeon, and Badsworth Boy and Halin and Starfen, and Celtic Ride and Slaney Idol as they run downhill now. Melodon racing towards the 3rd. The 1977 Daily Express Triumph Hurdle winner in the lead from the 1979 winner Pollardstown. Then comes Going Straight in 3rd place. A gap then of about 10 lengths to Bird's Nest, Mount Harvard and Daring Run, and then Badsworth Boy and Marty's Anger, and over that one still the same order. Among the first 3, Melodon from Pollardstown, the blinkered Pollardstown. Then in 3rd place, Going Straight. A long gap then to Mount Harvard and Daring Run and Bird's Nest and Marty's Anger and Badsworth Boy and Halin and Sea Pigeon and Slaney Idol and Starfen and Celtic Ride. As they come down towards the 4th flight, these 2 stable companions have set up a commanding advantage now. Melodon from Pollardstown. Going Straight is in touch with them, but then there's a long gap to the 4th horse, which is Mount Harvard, then Daring Run close with him, then Bird's Nest on the inside, then Marty's Anger going well on the outer, then comes Halin. Behind Halin is Sea Pigeon making a bit of progress now, then comes Badsworth Boy on the inner, Slaney Idol, Celtic Ride, and finally Starfen. As they race now uphill with 4 flights left to jump in the champion hurdle, and it's still Melodon from Pollardstown, little between the 2. A gap then to going straight in third. Then comes Daring Run 4. Behind Daring Run is Mount Harvard, and then comes Marty's Anger, Sea Pigeon making a bit of ground. Behind them come Basworth Boy and then Star Fen. Bird's Nest has dropped back to last. They're running downhill now. They've got 3 flights left to jump, and it's Pollard's Town, the stable companion now of the long-time leader, Melodon, who's come to take a fractional advantage now. Then in third place is Going Straight. Then comes Daring Run. Sea Pigeon making significant progress towards the outside. Marty's Anger still very well in touch with them too. Coming down now to the third last flight with Pollard's Town, the clear leader. Pollard's Town jumps it in the lead from Basworth Boy, who makes a mistake. Going Straight on the inside. Marty's Anger still well in touch. Sea Pigeon coming there with his stable companion Star Fen. Coming down to the second last flight now, and it's Pollard's Town from Going Straight and Daring Run. Then comes Basworth Boy, Star Fen and Sea Pigeon at the second last. Pollard's Town lands in the lead from Daring Run. Sea Pigeon still coming there strongly. Then Star Fen, they're racing round the home turn now, and it's Pollard's Town being pressed by Daring Run and Sea Pigeon and John Franken coming there very strongly. Coming to the final flight, Pollard's Town from Daring Run and Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon going very strongly with Star Fen on his outside over the last. Pollard's Town and Daring Run, and it's Daring Run and Pollard's Town being pressed now by Sea Pigeon. Daring Run in the lead from Sea Pigeon coming to challenge on the near side. It's the old man Sea Pigeon coming to take it up, and he's going to win it as they come up towards the line. Sea Pigeon wins the champion hurdle. Sea Pigeon has just won it from Pollard's Town and Daring Run. You've never heard such cheers from the crowd. Star Fen was 4, then Slaney Island and Silting Right and Bird's Nest behind them Going Straight and Halin. Behind Halin, Marty's Anger, and then Basworth Boy. Behind him came Melodon, and behind Melodon was Mount Harvard. Sea Pigeon the winner, and a photo for second place, the result of the Waterford Crystal Champion Hurdle of 1981. First, number 15, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby and ridden by John Frankham. And a photo for second place between Pollard's Town, number 14, and Daring Run, number 6, with Star Fen, the stable companion of the winner, 4th. Well, what a fantastic winning run this by John Frankham, who rode the old horse, the oldest horse to win the race since Hatton's Grace won it in 1951, rode him with such tender confidence. And what a sad moment in a way for poor Jonjo and Neill to have to watch this from the stands. But what a magnificent deputy there is Jonjo. Delighted, obviously, though, that his old pal has won a second successive champion hurdle. That's the 5th that he's run in. He won it in 1980, second in 79, second in 78, 4th at his first attempt in 1977. Here he is.
Many congratulations. How did the race go?
Just as planned. You know, Peter said don't be further than 5-6 lengths behind. You know, he's a great stayer, a bit worried about the ground, and young horse, you know, jumped well, a bit too far off a couple and a bit close to a couple, but basically no mistakes, and knew I'd win as soon as I turned the straight, because he does change up, you know.
Do you think it helped you that Tide Cottage fell, because it became a different race after that?
Not really, no. A test of stamina would suit me better. I mean, it was a test of stamina as it was, but a real test of stamina would have probably got rid of the night nurse a bit earlier. Yeah. As it was, he was staying on, and so was the other horse, really.
Well, coming down to the second last, and there were 3 horses in it, and I must say it looked to us as if Silverbuck in the centre was going best. Was that your impression of it?
No, I wasn't worried at all. He's changed up and come to me easy, but I mean, I've changed up 3 gears where he's changed up 2, and my horse just keeps going all day, you know. He's really stood off the last, second last and the last, long way off the second last and the last, and I had to come for both because of the ground, you know. If you got in close, you'd sit on your head and take all day to get going again.
Well, we've looked at the last fence at Haydock about 100 times, but this was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yes, I mean, that was my fault totally. Go on, my son. You know, Haydock, I didn't realise there was no one on that other horse till going to the last, and I've relaxed and let him run into the bottom of it. Got there before I knew it, you know. Now, that's unreal. I mean, he has idled a bit up the straight, but the ground and everything else, you know, it's a long way. It's a good thing for a young horse, 7-year-old, you know.
Were you aware of Night Nurse coming at you?
Yes. I didn't want to smack him around the backside because he's done everything for me, and, you know, there's a long way to go yet, we hope. Touch wood.
Jim Wilson, the first amateur to win the Gold Cup for 34 years.